Good morning. We're outside on this cool July day. Can you believe that? It's one of those surprises. And in this story today, Jesus is talking about surprises. Do you like surprises? You know, there's really good surprises, you know, like a party, or somebody gives you a gift, or you get a nice cool day in July. Those are wonderful surprises. And then there's some surprises that aren't so good, you know, like when you get sick, or if you've taken a test and you think you've done really good and then you find out, you didn't do so good. That's not a good surprise. Or if your plans get changed. We don't like that, do we? This COVID has been quite a surprise, hasn't it? And we don't really like that very much. But, you know, life is full of surprises, and some of them are very good, and some of the surprises are not so good. And as I said, Jesus is talking about surprises today in his scripture. He tells us that there's this big field of grain. And in this grain, let's call it wheat. You know, it's easier to say wheat, I think. We can picture that in our minds. But while the wheat was growing, so did a whole bunch of weeds. And the weed, you know, weeds are plants that you don't want to grow. We've got some plants out here in Pastor Doug's yard that we're not sure, maybe that's a plant, maybe it's a weed. You know, some people might think it's a plant and some might say it's a weed, but we don't know. Now, wouldn't that have not been a very good surprise to come out and see the wheat and then all these weeds? And what do? Well, the workers thought, well, maybe we should just pull up all those weeds. But before they did, they went and talked to their boss. And they told him about all these weeds out in the wheat. And the boss says, well, you know what? Let's don't pull them. That was a surprise to the workers too. He had a surprise for them. You know, he said that pulling those weeds could pull up the wheat, and it might hurt the wheat. So let's just let them grow together, and when we harvest, we can separate them. You know, like I said, there's a lot of surprises in life, and some we like, some we don't. Whether we like the surprise or not, surprises often make us think in a new way. We have to come up with a new plan. Our plans have to change. And you know what? There's always good grain, and there's always weeds growing within all of our hearts. And I think what Jesus wants us to know today is to ask him for help when we're not sure what to do with those weeds. When we see that there's weeds growing instead of all the good grain, that we ask him, because he will help us and he will have a new plan. He will give us new ideas to become better people, to be more caring, to not complain so much, and not pick at what everybody else does so much, and find the good in situations instead of the bad. You know, things like that. So, and just like those workers that changed their plan when their boss said, you know, hey, let's don't pull those weeds. We can have better lives when we check in with God and we check in with Jesus and we invite them into our decisions and into the situations, and they help us become more good wheat instead of the weeds. You know, our lives can be much better, and there can be some wonderful surprises when we invite Jesus and God into our lives. And for me, that's the good news for today. Have a great day.